The movie starts on Thanksgiving Day in small-town suburb. Two little girls got kidnapped. Both families are scared while the local police detective Loki leads the investigation. After the short search for suspicious RV that was parked where the girls were last seen, Loki arrested Alex Jones, mentally challenged boy. Police failed to connect him to the missing girls and had to release him. One of the fathers, carpenter Keller Dover, abducts Alex, believing that he knows more than police think he does. Keller takes Alex to his late father's old house and tortures him. The Birchs, neighbors, and parents of second missing girl, disapprove his method but still want to help him. Detective Loki connects the case of missing girls to the old local unsolved cases of missing children. He found the rotten dead body of unknown man in the basement of the town's priest. The priest told the detective that this man confessed murder of several children years ago, so he imprisoned him and left him to die not being able to break the secrecy of confession and tell the police what the man did. The investigation later leads to the crazy young man Bob who copycats the abductions. Loki arrests him, but after rushed questioning in the police station, Bob kills himself with the detective's gun. The last person connected with the case is Holly Jones, Alex's aunt. She manages to convince both Loki and Keller that she doesn't know anything after they tried to question her separately. Loki becomes obsessed with Keller after he discovered his violent side, a basement full of guns, tools, and survival gear. The Birchs girl was found on the highway. She escaped from the kidnapper and is now lying in the hospital very weak and unable to tell the police anything. Keller confronts the aunt, but she was expecting it. The old aunt poisoned and imprisoned him in the shallow hole below the old car in her front yard where she first kept the girls. Keller is trapped and can't get out when Loki comes to arrest the aunt after he connects her with the abductions. Loki kills the aunt who fights him and he saves the Keller's girl in the last moment. Keller finds the red whistle in the hole that his daughter had around her neck and whistles from underneath. Loki hears the distant whistles, but film ends before we could understand if he found him. The analysis. In this movie, we distinguish four main concepts of storytelling which were quoted by Eli, 2009. Number 1, man against man. Number 2, man against society. Number 3, man against nature, and number 4, man against himself. In Prisoners, we can see examples of man versus man and man versus society concepts. Leading character Keller fights against society when breaking the rules. He turns vigilante in order to find his daughter. The plot changed him, made him aggressive and violent. Detective Loki plays by the rules. He solved every case he has worked on, but however from the very beginning there was no trust between Keller and Loki. According to the basic principles of storytelling, main character is the one who gets into the center of attention, whose problems are what triggers the plot and ends it. That doesn't mean that he necessarily needs to be the good guy or even to survive, but main character is always the one who gets to change, develop, and drive the plot. From the beginning of the movie, director builds the character Keller. In opening scene, we see him teaching his son how to hunt a deer. He does it carefully and with the prayer for the poor animal that becomes a dinner. His house is clean and tidy. He owns a carpentry business and the family is healthy and safe, which is the most important thing to him. He turned the basement into a workshop, storage for tools and guns, and a shelter in case of an emergency. The basement is locked and the kids are not allowed to go downstairs for safety reasons. Important moment for the relation between characters is when Keller's wife shows the basement to the detective. This is how Loki gets the insight of Keller's personality and sees him as a treat, possibly violent and unpredictable. We can see the fight between Keller's ID and his ego. When his daughter is missing, he let his emotions overthrow the ratio and his ego has to satisfy the id's demands for revenge and rage. Not only that he unleashed his fury on the poor mentally challenged boy Alex, but he also started drinking after several years of being sober. With the motive of ex-drunk, director wants to show us that well-organized Keller oppresses his violent side. The superego incorporates the values and morals of society. The superego's function is to control the id's impulses, especially those which society forbids, such as sex and aggression. McLeod, 2008, character Loki is a superego. His occupation is law enforcement, he represents the society, and he protects the law. Film director Villeneuve and actor Gyllenhaal highlighted it even more when they decided that Loki should have a Masonic ring on its finger. This ring was shown in a very narrow shot several times so that we could see it clearly. This is how we see the man against society concept in the story. If we respect the language of the symbols offered to us with the Masonic ring, we will understand the importance of the hammer to the relation between Keller and Loki. Keller is a carpenter, his weapon of choice is a hammer, although he has a basement full of rifles. He is determined to find the girls and bring order to this little town. He is used to fix and build things. The hammer is crucial symbol for Freemasons. This way we connect Keller and Loki together. The one wants to bring the order and the other one's job is to do so. In the ending shot of the movie, Loki stands in the front yard and hears the distant whistle coming from underground where Keller is trapped in the hole. The whistle coming from underground could be coming from unconscious. The explanation lies within the tripartite structure. If Keller, ego, ID, could trust Loki, superego, a bit more, and if superego was not so vain, maybe they could have worked together and not make mistakes.